when you got 4 fresh tires on, and there's Todd Bodine right there who's holding up Jeff Gordon, tried to go on the outside. Bobby Hamilton is there. Now he's got to go back to the inside.
That's easy to do, especially with fresh tires.
Oh, yeah, you can do a lot of maneuvering. That's what those tires will give you, is that ability to move around.
Only 3 times in 16 years has the driver who won the first segment gone on to win the Winston.
Well, I know Jeff Gordon did it once.
Yes, we've established that.
Yes.
Rusty Wallace in '89 and Davey Allison in '92 were the others.
89. Did you say 89?
Oh, I'm afraid I did.
That brings up a bad memory. I had the baddest hot rod here that day till the last lap.
Well, I'm seeing some smoke out of that 55 car, Bobby Hamilton, right here in front of those guys.
Well, he's hanging tough on the outside, I can tell you that. He's yeah, you see it, a lot of smoke.
Yeah, see the smoke coming out the back.
A lot of smoke that time. Yes, sir, he's got a little oil leak there, and it's getting worse.
It's getting worse.
Getting worse.
Smoking, baby, smoking.
It's smoking, and it ain't the kind you want to hear about either.
And his number goes up on the black flag board.
She's smoking.
And caution is out. The fear is that Hamilton's putting fluid down on the racetrack, and we are under yellow.
Boy, I tell you, that thing just all of a sudden.
We've completed 24 laps. Remember, once the caution comes out, it will not count the caution flag.
He just said he thinks she's done, boys.
It's definitely getting worse.
That's what he's doing, is cooking it. Yeah, get it down off the track, Bobby. That's a good move.
Well, he pulled down there right in front of Dale Earnhardt Jr., so whatever is in that cloud is now on Junior's windshield.
More than likely, but so much smoke, I don't think that.
Junior's windshield
doesn't look bad.
Pretty clear. Looks okay.
Oh, good.
It's a lot of smoke.
Yeah.
Hey, Junior, how you doing there, bud? I need my radio. I need to be able to talk to him.
I like the stitching along the rocker panel there, Darrell. The baseball stitching. That's pretty cool.
It looks good. Got him all stitched up.
All-Star race, baseball all-star game. You'll see that on Fox in July.
Pretty good looking hot rod.
Jeff?
Just looking at that car when it comes around the racetrack reminds me of a valve cover possibly leaking going down on the header without not putting out any more oil than what it is as far as Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s windshield and the oil down on the racetrack. It just makes me wonder maybe he's got a valve cover leaking.
Once again, all the cars at the rear of the field, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Bill Elliott, Jerry Nadeau, Michael Waltrip, of course, along with Bobby Hamilton in the 55, they've elected to come on the pit road.
How much oil is in that car, Larry?
It's about 16, 18 quarts.
5 gallon.
Yeah.
About 5 gallon. Yep. The tank's 5 gallon. You fill it almost all the way up. So.
And it's a dry sump system. External oil pump on the outside of the motor, and the reservoir, the tank is actually behind the driver in the rear.
So that could smoke like that for about a week before you'd actually be out of oil.
Easy, yeah.
They're trying to find out. Of course, they've got the hood up, trying to find out where it might be leaking. That's the first thing they've got to determine.
There's all kind of little lines on the engine here. That there's oilers for the rocker arms that run into valve covers that come off the main feed down in the front of the engine there. There's the dry sump pumps down underneath the engine there on the left side. All kind of oil lines. Man, sometimes it can be leaking and you can't tell where it's coming from because it's so congested down in there.
They're closing the hood like they have either solved it or decided they can't solve it. This is Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s pit stop this last time.
For a right front.
Oh, he's going in there taking the spring rubber out. He took a spring rubber out or else adjusted the shock. Doing the same. That's what I believe he's adjusting the shocks.
Very possibly. These shocks have an external adjustment on them. You can adjust. Depends on whether they're rebound adjustable or compression adjustable, but you can adjust one of those things on the shock, and that looks like what they're doing here on his car. They didn't actually change the tires other than the fact they just adjusted the shock.
I think they're just adding some rebound to those front shocks.
And how about Bobby Hamilton's car, Dick?
Well, there was a pretty good puddle of oil underneath that car when he left here, Mike, and they had about every size wrench underneath the hood and tightened up all the lines, found one that seemed to be a little bit loose, and they're hopeful that they've got that problem solved.
Well, she's not smoking. Boy, you hear those, that's a Jericho transmission. They're straight cut gears. They make so much noise. If these cars had mufflers on them, it would deafen you from the noise that the gears and the transmissions make. But they are the toughest son of a guns I've ever seen. You never have to use the clutch. You can just shift them, just slam them into gear, and they take a ton of abuse and hardly ever have a problem with them.
Jerry Hemingson's company makes those transmissions about 4 miles from here.
Just down the road a piece.
And for years, we used to just run them on the road course, and finally somebody said, you know, I believe I could race these transmissions everywhere.
And Tex Powell makes a great transmission, too, the 101, but that Jericho is pretty bulletproof.
Getting set for the restart. Only green flag laps count, so we have 6 laps to go to the first scheduled caution to end segment 1 and 50 grand in the balance.
Now we got to watch these guys on the restart. They pick up that rubber and trash on their tires. They've been spinning a little bit. Looks like everybody's off pretty clean this time.
Need to watch that 24 car, though. Restarts there in 7th position. Jeff Gordon, remember, he's got those 4 fresh tires, fresher than anybody in front of him right here with 6 laps to go.
Kind of boxed right now, though. There's Jarrett on the outside and Mark right there in front of him. He can clear Jarrett and get up on the outside. Make a run down the back here. He's got a little room there. He gets in. Now going around the outside of Mark.
Now Ward Burton did not get a good restart.
Boy, look at him. Look at him go through that corner. All the way up beside Rusty, right through the middle of the corner.
Daryl, in 3 and 4, that second groove, it's fast.
Yeah,
it's a lot faster than the bottom of the racetrack.
It's not used so much. See, when it's that bottom groove is used all the time. Here he goes up beside of Rusty again. And folks, just remember one thing. That is a backup car.
Right.
So are the cars that they haul around, are they just in there for show, or are they really good cars? I believe this tells you they're really good cars.
Now on this restart, it was the outside line that went. Bobby Labonte is our leader, and Jeremy Mayfield, who restarted 12th, is now 2nd. Ward Burton, who was our leader, is 3rd. Oops, 4th. Todd Bodine goes by.
And I tell you, Ward had such an awesome car, but because of the restart and getting pinned down on the inside, he lost a bunch of track position.
Boy, look at him all the way to the bottom of the racetrack down there in 3 and 4. His car is so fast through the center of the corner. We come around here, we're going to have 3 laps to go to end this 30-lap segment.
Who's running 12th?
Right now, Johnny Benson. 12th could be the lucky number. If they invert the maximum number of drivers, that would be 12.
Who's 8th?
Tony Stewart.
That's the number, 8.
Well, you wanted to be 12th.
No, remember we argued about this today already once. I told you it was going to be 8.
We don't never argue. We just discuss.
Mayfield to the lead.
We disagreed about this earlier today. You said 12. I said, well, maybe 12, but I think 8.
Speaking of 12, Jeremy Mayfield, 2 laps to go. Be white flag next time to end this 30-lap segment.
Johnny Benson's been in the right spot all night. He was in the right spot when Ryan Newman blew up. That got him in the big show. He's going to be in the right spot and start on the pole in this next segment.
But you know, the Penske engines, the Penske cars, Newman in that open race, Rusty on the pole, Jeremy Mayfield, these cars have got some incredible straightaway speed.
Bobby Labonte, he's lost 2, 3. Looks like he's going to lose more positions. I believe he's got a problem.
No.
He's looking for 12.
He's looking for 12. Yeah. Trust me.
Well, he falls back behind Jarrett at 8th. Matt, is there a problem?
Well, Mike, he's just talking on the radio about he's trying to find about the 11th or 12th position. I really don't know why he'd want to do that. Do you?
He better hurry up and count fast.
Well, there he is. Terry Labonte is now 12th.
You better pick it back up.
Oh, Terry, that would be his brother. Well, what do? Do you dust your brother?
Yeah, he's losing more positions.
No, he's got something wrong. Yeah. He's got something wrong.
Yeah, but we had a better story.
Oh, I like the story. I thought it played real well.
Now the caution's out. That ends the 30-lap segment. Coming to it.
Boy, be interested to see what Bobby Labonte has to say about his car. We'll get 3 of our best men right on it.
So Jeremy Mayfield banks, what, $50,000 for winning the first segment.
50. Where'd he come from?
4th on the restart, right behind Bobby Labonte.
Just got a heck of a jump. Got a heck of a jump.
And Elliott Sadler, he finished in the 12th position for that segment. So it'll be interesting to see how many cars we're going to invert.
My money's on 12.
Bobby Labonte finished 13th in that segment. Now, so he will restart 13th no matter what.
That's right. Well, Yes, if Darrell's right and the magic number is 8, that would put Steve Park on the pole for segment 2.
It's going to be 8.
You got inside information. You've been in Hammond's book.
What's the other choice? 6? If it's 6 cars inverted, Dale Jarrett goes to the pole.
The race fans are going to say, look, we don't want to invert 12. We don't want to be that cruel, so we'll just do 8.